community to know that, like, this is a safety net. You know what I mean? I think of, I've worked in retail my whole life, and then, like, in the service industry, you know what I mean? And moms stealing, like, formula and diapers. Like, I've seen things like that happen before, you know what I mean? And to think that, like, local women in our community can think, like, I don't have to go to the store. I don't have to go to Walmart and steal a pack of diapers. Like, I'm just going to send a message to the 518 free store. You know what I mean? And they got me. And we get messages like that where women need diapers and they need formula and they need things like right now. You know what I mean? We have a set schedule, but we do emergency orders through the week as well. So we really want to make sure we are working towards, right now, just a lot of infrastructure, a lot of, like, mapping out our budget and what that would look like long term, trying to get, like, a building, something to work at, something like that. We think it's so important. We were just talking about the importance of the community being able to see a physical presence.
And have, like, hands-on access, like, where they can,
we can even just, like, eventually have people set up an appointment and just come in with a bag and grab what you need off the shelves, and we can just, like, write it down and send you on your way, you know what I mean? And I think that it's important for people to see that this is created for us, by us, you know what I mean? We pull up to making deliveries, bumping pop smoke, like, that's the type of time we're on. It's very important people see that to us.
So the process, all right, so when they have to come in and they're buying things and they're coming, well, you guys drop it off now doing with COVID and everything, so I guess futuristic. How would that really look like? So they would come in with an ID and say, hey, no? No. Ooh, how would that be?
No, so in my head, I just see it as, like, they would just be signed up, you know what I mean? They would already be signed up and receiving assistance from the free store. Hopefully we'll continue to grow, and they can just be like, hey, 3:00, Friday, whatever it is, and then literally just come in. It's so important. Having experience with having to be in DSS and just, like, in food pantries and things like that is so dehumanizing. And to ask people to prove that you're going through it, you know what I mean? When you're going through it, like, they just need the help. They just need toilet paper. They just need food. They just need diapers. They don't need to jump through hoops. And, like, we have people that, I don't want to say scam. I don't want to use that word, you know what I mean? Because it's got so much negative connotation around it.
Well, to be very honest, like we said, we're trying to build trust with our community. And trust to some people looks like you have to prove it to me 5, 6, 7 times. Yes. 7 orders that I might not need because I don't really know if it's going to be there tomorrow.
Right.
And like you said, we're trying to transition into a more permanent resource, which is what the 36 initiative is about. Okay. It's trying to prove to our community, like, hey, we're going to be here regardless. Like, we're putting in that work.
Not to cut you off, but what is the 36 initiative?
Okay, so the 36 initiative is, like, our official community challenge where we're like, hey, like, we have all these people who follow us on Facebook. If you sent us $10 a week, we could get $36,000. And with $36,000, with what Shalonda knows how to do and the type of way we maneuver the system, we'll be able to help so many. We'll be able to help Albany. We'll be able to help Troy. We'll be able to get to Clifton Park or those people who are marginalized or not capable of coming to us, but we'll be able to still reach them. So it's our community challenge. Sorry.
Okay, yeah, we definitely have to take a look at that and get in that. We're going to help out too. Put that on our platforms. Get that out there. Okay. Yes. Wait, so how are you guys funded now?
We are literally just raising money off the internet. We raise a ton of money off of social media, lots of money off of Instagram. Right now we're just, like, through PayPal. We've got, like, PayPal links, things like that. Me and Dom just recently started, like, a very small private educational group called 518 for Solutions, where we're just, like, teaching, I guess you could say, you know what I mean? Teaching allies and things like that. And some of the members pay us, like, monthly dues and things like that for emotional and, like, intellectual labor, things like that, to just kind of try to get people more comfortable and more engaged in direct giving. Because that is a challenge for us, you know what I mean? People don't it's hard to get people to give you their money that they work for. You know what I mean? So we are online all the time, sharing links and commenting on our own posts and inviting people and challenging people to share. And word of mouth is so important as well. And it's kind of one of those forgotten things. Like, people forget about it because everything is so digital. But we get a lot of interest in the store of someone being like, oh, my sister or my brother-in-law told me about this, or my brother-in-law had such a positive, you know what I mean, like, interaction with you guys and told us about the work you're doing and things like that. So that helps us a lot. At the moment, we are 100% community funded. Like, we rely 100% on the support of the community to keep us being able to do what we do.
So do you guys have, I mean, obviously it's the community that's coming in. Is those coming in lump sums, or is it coming in from, like, you know, GoFundMe's and, like, small donations like that? Or do you have people in our community saying, hey, you know what, they deserve $2,500, let me go give this to them right now. Hey, they deserve $5,000, let me go, because you guys are doing the work.
Yeah, so Christmas time we got, like, I think the hugest donation that we've ever got to date right now was $2,000 at once. That was from a private business owner and, like, her contractor donated some money on her behalf, on her recommendation, and then she matched it. So then it's like $2,000. We've gotten a good amount of money in a certain point of time. We don't have, like, a reoccurring donor base just yet. Normally when we really, really need something, we just recently, Amy Jones just recently bought us a deep freezer for the store, because we do keep food for the store, but it has to be shelf stable because it's on the shelf. But recently we just actually got it. It just came in a couple days ago. So, like, you know, then we're on Facebook and we're on Instagram and even our personal Snapchats, just being like, hey, send us some funds to help us fill this, you know what I mean? So that we can start getting bread and meat, which is something that people always need, you know what I mean? Freezer food and things like that, perishables. And then the community just responds. We always have a really good
response.
Yeah.
But, you know, we're not as out there as we'd like to be. So we're still small, and hopefully we're very hopeful that, you know, people will start giving us more, because, you know, we are showing y'all that we're doing what we need to do. We want to help these families. We want to continue to help these families. So like Shalonda said, it is 100% donation based. We're going to keep doing the work if we keep having the ability to do so. Our PayPal link right now is what's really putting us on.
That PayPal link, yes, it sure is. We are going into like a fiscal sponsorship with, like, an official nonprofit organization that will give us access to writing grants for the free store and things like that. So we're always keeping our eye on that. We're learning more about grant writing and just kind of, like, getting in preparation for things like that.
And
so hopefully.
And we're also working on getting our 518 fundraiser program off the ground, which is where we, like, allow the community to raise whatever amount of money they'd like. And then, I wish I wouldn't hit that. Okay. Whatever amount of money they'd like, and then they can just send it to us. So if you want to raise $100, you go ahead and we send you the graphic every week. And we just have a conversation with you about, like, what you're doing and how it's impacting people and what conversations you should be having. And then, you know, you send us the $100, and then it goes to the families directly.
Oh, that's so. All right, so I have a question, because obviously we already mentioned that you guys are located out of Schenectady, and I'm located from Albany. A lot of my viewers are going to be from Albany. If you did have a family that showed up from Albany, would you turn them away?
No. So, absolutely not. It's just, like I said, we do handle cases on an emergency basis. So we have on multiple occasions had to, like, run orders out to Albany. Just if somebody is in need, you really can't
say no.
You really can't say no.
It's like telling a pregnant person you're not going to feed them. Like, that's just wrong.
And it's like Dom said, like, it sits on your heart. Like, it keeps us up. Me and Dom, we do work for the free store. Like, that is our bread and butter, but we also organize mutual aid, so just, like, emergency funds for Black marginalized genders.
So you guys do more than just actually give essentials. You're actually providing monetary.
Yeah. Okay, so on we're still very new at it. We are being mentored by, again, some amazing women. Shout out to LLLB. Shout out to Amy Jones.
We had Amy. Hey, Amy, we miss you.
Auntie
Come
Amy.
back.
Auntie Amy Jones mentors me and Dom very, very closely. We call her Auntie because she is.
She actually mentioned you guys in her interview.
She do.
It actually airs today.
Yeah, Auntie Amy supports us so emotionally and spiritually, and the education, the wisdom that she shares with us is just it's endless. We learned a lot about organizing mutual aid through Amy Jones. She really put us onto game and kind of just she gave us the formula with that one. So through what we learned from her, we just kind of like try to apply that into our own community and into a lot of our peer group. There are a lot of women just our age, you know what I mean, that are in their mid-20s or their early 30s and things like that are struggling with car notes, you know what I mean, and rent and housing situations, especially with COVID. So me and Dom really just try to like put our resources to use to try to just create a safety net for these women, really a safety net.
Have you had that? Oh, sorry, Mikey. Have you had to house anyone or like try to find someone like emergency housing last minute? Has any of those things ever happened?
So, collectively through Auntie Amy's mentorship, we have been able to house a few people. We definitely together collaboratively since October have raised like $11,000 just in emergency housing. And I want to big up Auntie Amy because she really taught us how to do those things. And like that's not something like before we ever met each other that we really knew how to do. We didn't think that if we spoke to people and really explained what was going on that we could get emergency housing for folks. But we have, and it feels really, really good.
It feels really good, yeah.
Really good.
I bet that's like being Superman in the midst of emergency situation. Well, I actually got to wrap this interview up. But before I go, I would love to speak to you guys. Come on in. Are you listening? So if you guys are looking to find Shalonda or Dominique, they'll let you guys know their Instagram, Facebook, personal business. Let them know so they can find you.
Yeah, so for the 518 Free Store, you can find us at on Facebook, 518 Free Store. You can find us on Instagram under the same name, or you can always send us an email at 518freestore@gmail.com.
And if you're an ally and you're looking to be a part of our personal group, it's 518 for Solutions. And if you're looking to volunteer, you can go to 518 for Solutions as well, because that's our email. Thanks.
All right, guys. Now that I brought you this resource, and it's a pretty damn good resource, and I know you guys found this very informative, make sure you like, share, subscribe. Make sure you let your auntie know, your cousin know that Shalonda and them got the free store, and they trying to grow. They trying to come on over to Albany and Troy. So you guys help them out, and make sure you stay tuned. See you next Tuesday.